Okay, as always, make sure that you change your start name to _2. All right, and so for the first step, the Economic Development Professional Organization hosts an annual conference for its members, college students, and other interested persons to share new ideas, discuss problems, and brainstorm solutions. You are a conference coordinator responsible for registration. Open the Advertisers table in Design View. Use the Input Mask wizard to add an input mask to the contact phone field using the following options. So Advertisers, Design View, click on Contact Phone, and then go down to Input Mask. And you choose the 3 buttons to give your wizard. As you can see, Input Mask Wizard, and we're going to choose Phone Number. Next, and A says use phone number, and the Input Mask format is this one. And the underscore is the placeholder character, which it is here, defaulted. B, the input mask should store the values without symbols, so that's when you hit next. You get without the symbols in the mask, and then you save and close. So just next, finish, and then make sure that you save and close. Okay, step 2, use the form wizard to create a new form based on the exhibitors table using the following options. A, select all fields in the exhibitors table. Okay, so we're going to click on exhibitors, we're going to go to create, and we're going to create form wizard. So it's based on the table exhibitors because we had clicked on it previously, but if you didn't, you can also find it here. Any table, query, form, or report that's created is all here for you to pick from. So it says select all fields, so the double arrow brings everything over. And then next, it asks us to use the columnar, which is default, and then use exhibitors information as the title. So exhibitors information, and then save and close the form. So finish. There we go. I'm just going to hit save anyway. Good habit to get into. Step 3. Open the attendee registration form in Design View and update the form as follows. Attendee registration form in Design View and edit as follows. Okay, so it says add the cell phone control and label to the form directly below last name, control, and label. So under form design, you go add existing fields. Here's cell phone. I'm going to click, hold, drag it over, and just drop it over here somewhere. Okay, now B says select the cell phone and status controls and their associated labels and align them using the top option. So this one is my control, this one's my label. So I'm going to click select that one, this one, and this one. And I'm going to go to the arrange, sizing and ordering group, which if you have it on expanded view, you should just be able to see align, and top. And then it wants us to, C says select the last name and cell phone controls and align them using left, so that again, this is your control, this is your label. So select these two and sizing, ordering, arrange, align. You're gonna go left. And then D says select the last name and cell phone labels and align them using the left. So click this one and this one. Sizing and ordering, align, left. So it really depends on how you drop this in the first place. If you drop the cell phone label and control a little farther down, then it aligns to the top of the status. If you drop this a little bit further to the right, more so than what I did, it will align to the left of the last name. So you might want to just double check with your instructor to make sure that that's how they want you to do that. I'm following the steps correctly, so Sam will grade you correctly. At least it should. And for step E, change the tab order. So the tab order you find in form design. Under tab order, You click cell phone, they want you to take the cell phone and put it directly under last name. Click here, when it's selected, click hold, drag it up under last name, click OK. All right. And then, of course, save it, but it says don't close it. So step 4, with the attendee registration form still open in design view, ensure that the Use Control Wizards button is selected. Use the subform subreport wizard to add a subform with the following options. Okay, so using your control wizard, you go up to controls and there's a little box around this. That means it's on, so I can click on it again. And now you don't see the box, which means it's off. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to double check and make sure that box is there. Okay, so my control wizards are on. Now it says use the subform subwizard report, which is this button here. Click on that, you get a little plus symbol, and just choose a place to put it. And then you get your wizard pop up, which you will follow the steps now. So use a registration table for the subform. We'll go next. We're going to choose registration table. Select the registration ID, attendee ID, registration fee and workshop fee, and guest fee in that order. Accept the default link to the main form to the subform. Save the subform using registration details. Finish. Says if necessary, reposition the subform to match the approximate location shown in figure 1. So as you can see, it's telling you to set it up at a 5-inch mark on the horizontal ruler and 2-inch mark on the vertical. So the left edge, so this edge here should be lined up with a 5-inch mark on your ruler. And the top should be lined up with a 2-inch mark here. Now mine is in centimeters, so it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to go by this figure, but you should change your ruler to inches and then line it up appropriately. So this looks to be about... That looks about right to me, but again, I'm eyeballing it with centimeter ruler, and you should really change yours to inches. There's another video on my YouTube if you're stuck and you're in centimeters and don't know how to get out. It has to do with your region settings of your computer. If you want to go have a look through my general videos, you'll be able to find it there. Okay, we're going to save this, but we're not going to close it. Step 5, with the attendee registration form still open in design view, add a title to the form. Change the title text using attendee registration detail form as the new title. Save and close. Okay, so we're going to go to form design. We're going to hit title, attendee registration detail form. Okay, and save and close. All right, we can get rid of this guy now. Save it. Close it. Step 6, open the Advertiser data entry form in design view. Data entry form. Ensure that the Use Control Wizard button, so it's a square around it, meaning it is turned on. Add a combo box to the right side of the form header. This is your form header. So the right side. Section as described below. Okay, so controls, combo box, and we'll add that to the right. The combo box should find a record in the form. Find a record on my form. Next. the advertiser ID and advertiser name. In that order should be selected. The key column should be hidden. Hide key column. Next. Use find advertiser. Okay, finish. Okay, now it says resize and reposition the combo box control and label to the approximate location shown in figure 2. In figure 2, down here. Okay. So again, they tell you to go in approximate places according to inches, and mine is again in centimeters, so just make sure that you follow this appropriately for yourself. That looks about right position. And this thing needs to be resized. I think that's a bit too big. Okay, so follow the inch controls here and you guys should get it done correctly. And then it says save the changes and do not close. So I'll hit the save and I won't close it. Step 7, with the advertiser data entry form still open in design view, add a command button to the right side of the form footer down here with these options. Okay, so control button. The command button action should close the form using the close form action. So we'll go form operations, close form. Next, the button should display the text close, so text close with no picture. And it should be named close form. Finish. Command button should be positioned in the form footer section with the left edge at approximately 4-inch mark. So I'm going to make it about here. It's the same as the unbound. So I just lined that up there, but it looks like it goes up further here. All right, so again, follow your inches for that one. Save and do not close. Okay, so save it, don't close it. Step 8, with advertiser data entry form still open in design view, add a rectangle control to enclose the contact F name, contact L name, and contact phone labels and controls. So that's this group of labels and controls. Alright, so it says the upper left corner of the rectangle should be located at approximately the 1-inch mark on the vertical ruler and the 3-inch mark on the horizontal ruler. The lower right corner should be located at. Okay, so it looks like this. Again, I don't have inches, I have centimeters, so I'll show you how to find that control, and you just make sure that you're putting it in the right place according to your rulers. So, control and rectangle, and looks to be about there. Like I said, make sure that you're putting it in the right place. Okay, save and do not close. Step 9, with the advertiser data entry form still open in design view, make the following formatting changes. So use the Format Painter to copy the formatting from the Advertiser ID label. This is your label, this is your control, to the other 5 labels in the details section. Okay, so we're going to click on this guy. We're going to go up to Format Painter on the Home tab, and it wants me to do that to the other 5, so okay. B, in the details section of the form, change the for color of the advertiser ID, advertiser name, cost, contact, F, contact, L, all the controls, to blue. Okay, so you're going to go right click and font and 4. It says the last row, 8th. I do believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This guy. All right, and then you do that for all of them. Or not what I meant to do. All right, and since it's already been chosen, it's already blue, so I can just click right here, and it changes all of them at one time. Okay, so save, compare, and then close. Okay, and like I said, make sure that you line everything up with your inches, and other than that, all the controls should be right. So save and close. Step 10, use the report wizard to create a multi-table report as described below. Create report wizard. There we go. To attendees table. Okay. Add the first name and the last name. Add the registration fee, workshop fee, and guest fee from the registration table. So now we move to the registration table and we go registration fee, workshop fee, and guest fee. Alright, the data should be viewed by attendees with no additional grouping. By attendees, no additional grouping. Sort the report in ascending order by registration fee. Ascending is defaulted. Alright, next use the stepped and portrait, with which both are already defaulted, so you don't need to change anything here. Next, and then use registered attendees. As your report title, compare your report to figure 3, then save and close. Alright, so here's your figure 3, first name, last name, registration fee, workshop fee, guest fee, registered attendees. Alright, everything looks good. I'm just going to save it again and close it. Alright, step 11, use the label wizard to create mailing labels for the attendees table using the following options. Okay, so you're going to go to create, you're going to go over to label, which is in the report section. Mine is a metric, so I have to change it to English, and C2160, which is what is an A there, is the first option. And then it says use Arial 12 point, normal font weight, so normal font weight, black font color, which is the default here, no special font styles. Alright, next. On the first line of the label, include. All right, we gotta get this going. Okay, so I've made a mistake. I'm gonna get you guys to chase me backward. Here, as you can see, it's asking in step C to add the first name and last name. There is no first name or last name here. And I realized it's because I had clicked on advertiser data when I chose the label button, but it depends on where you're clicked as to what it bases the labels off of. So I need to click cancel. Please click cancel along with me. We're basing this off the attendees table. So we're going to click attendees and then we're going to click label. Do the same thing. English C2160 next. Arial 12 point normal and black. Next. All right, now we can have the right available fields. All right, so first line of the label, which is right here, we are going to choose first name and a space, and then the last name. On the second line, so hit enter, you're going to include the address. On the third line, hit enter, include the city field, a comma, space, and the state field, space, and then the zip. Your label should match the label in figure 4. Yes, it'll be fine. Oh, there we go. Nice. Yes, because sometimes it's easy to get the spaces and commas mixed up, and that makes a difference when Sam's grading. Okay, next. Sort the labels by last name. Sort by last name. And then by first name. Next, and then use attendee mailing labels. Attendee mailing labels. Finish. Alright, I'm guessing that this is going to show up here. Yes, okay, so looks good. Cool, we'll save it, close it. Alright, step 12, open the registrations by workshop report in layout view. In layout, open the group, sort, and total pane. The group, sort, and total pane, and then add an ascending sort order on the registration ID field. So adding add a sort on the registration ID field, ascending, so smallest to largest within the workshop ID group. So when that one's there, you just click add sort, save, and don't close. So we'll hit the save button. Step 13, with the registrations by workshop report still open in layout view, select the workshop fee column. So I'm just going to close this down here so I have more room. And it says the workshop fee column. And then add subtotals and grand total to the column using the sum function. Okay, so you're going to click on the column here, and then you're going to go to report layout design, click totals, add sum. What it means by subtotals is each section, 1, 2, 3, has subtotals under each one, and then your grand totals down here. Save but do not close. Save, and we're not going to close it. Step 14, with the registrations by workshop report still open in layout view, apply conditional formatting to the values in the conference fees column so that the field value is greater than or equal to 275. The field's font color is set to green and the font is bold, and then compare. So you're going to click on the conference fees column. You're going to go to format, control formatting, conditional formatting. So we're going to go new rule, and we are looking to see the field value is greater than or equal to 275, and the font color will be green. Last row 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, green, and bolded. Okay. And apply. Okay. So we're going to compare and make sure that it looks the same. That's right. Looks about the same. I did a couple of undos earlier to try and get the subtotals working off screen, off camera. So yours looks like this proper thing. All right, and then save and close. All right, so saving this, close that down. Step 15, open the Advertiser's contact report in design view. Advertiser's contact report in design view. Set the record source property to the Advertiser's contact query. Okay, property sheet. The record source is here. Can't really see it very well. Okay. Click the drop down and we'll choose Advertiser's contact query. Oh dear. Can't see much. Advertiser's contact query. Perfect. And that just automatically gets saved. You can click anywhere and that's still going to stay there. So you can close that down and you're good to go. Save and close. So save and close that down. 16, open the registrations by state report in design view. Add a grouping field to the report as described below. So open the group and sort and total pane. Add a state field as a group. So add a group, state. B, select the state header and change the repeat section property value to yes. Select the state header. That's this one here. Property sheet. I've got it massive right now. Make it a little bit smaller. Repeat section property. Repeat section. Change that from no to yes. Okay, again, anything you can do in the property sheet gets saved right away, so you can just close that down. No, we still got to do something on C. So with the state header still selected, modify the force new page property so that a new page should be created after every section using the after section option. Okay, so state header is selected. We choose property sheet again if you closed it like myself. Force new page. Click here and choose after section. Perfect. Save and do not close. So we'll save it, leave it open. 17. With the registrations by state report still open in design view, add a field to the state group header as described below. State group header as described below. Add the state field to the state header as shown in figure 7. Alright, so I've scrolled down a bit and I've got, this is the state field, they want it right here. So we go add existing fields and we click and hold on state and we drag it, drop it over about here. And it says delete the label. As you can see, there's only one thing here. And so I'm going to click on the label there and I'm going to delete that with the delete key on my keyboard. Close this down so I have a bit more room. And then C says select the state control. Modify to display a font of 14 and a font weight of bold. So home, font weight of 14 and bold. D, reposition the state control so that the left edge is at the left margin. All right, so no inches here, I can do that. Left margin. Resize the state control so that the right edge of the control is at the 1.5 mark on the horizontal ruler. Again, I don't have inches, so I'm going to just guesstimate. That looks about right. You make sure that it lines up with 1.5 here on your horizontal ruler. And to be honest, this looks a little down from where it should be, so I'm going to just move it up a bit. Okay. So then it says save the registrations report, but don't close it. So save. I always hit the save button twice just because a lot of my students have had issues with hitting the save but things not being saved. So I find twice is a good way to save yourself. Step 18. With the registrations by state report still open in design view, add page numbers and dates to the report as described below. Okay, so step 18A, add the date. So report design, we go date and time. So we add the date using the short date. So another problem that I have where I'm in metric and not imperial, my short date turns up in dashes, whereas yours should have forward slashes. So if you see the dashes like mine, you probably have centimeters as well, and I don't believe Sam will mark it correctly. So what you're going to need to do is probably stop where you're to, save everything, close it down, go change your region settings from whatever your state you're in or country you're in to United States, and that will change it to imperial. That way when you open access up again, you'll have inches and this will be forward slashes. So this is the right one, but it won't get marked right. This is short date, but it won't get marked right because it is in metric, not imperial. Showing dashes, not forward slashes. So it says don't include time, so take off time. Okay. And then B, add page numbers to the report using the page N of M format at the bottom of the page with the right alignment option. So page numbers, page N of M, bottom of page, and we want right alignment. Save, compare, okay. Alrighty, looks good to me. Did we close this? Save the report and compare it. Well, it doesn't say to close, but our next one is not registration by state, so I'm going to close it down. If we need it later, we can return to it. 19, open the workshops charts form, workshop chart in design view. In the tab control, make the following updates. Okay, change the name of the first tab control using attendees as the new name. So as you can see right here, they've got attendees and fees. And that means we're going to right click here. And you're going to go down to properties, name, page 1. You're going to change it to attendees. And then close that there. Then you see a change. Page 2, right click, properties. You're changing that to, that to fees. Yes, fees. All right, automatically changed. So it says save, but don't close. So we'll leave it up. Step 20, with the workshops chart form still open in design view, Switch to viewing the pie chart in the first tab control. So we're back here. Modify the chart type so that it appears as a bar chart. Compare the chart. Here we go. Compare the chart on the first tab control to the chart in figure 8. So to change the chart type, we're going to right click on the chart. We're going to go up to chart object. We'll edit. And then we go up to chart type, bar, okay. And there we go. Let's just view where we're in. All right, so that should be good there. It looks a little smaller than this. It might be because I was playing around with the chart types. But anyway, this is the bar. It's the action you've chosen, or the action I've shown you to choose. Sam should mark that correct. Save, but don't close the workshop chart form. So we're going to save, not closing it. 21, with the workshop charts form still open in design view, switch to viewing the second tab control. Insert a chart into the second tab control as described below. Base the chart on the workshop totals query. Okay, so we go to controls, we choose chart, we just choose somewhere in here, and we're going to base it on the workshop. Oh, it's a query. Workshop totals query. Next, use the workshop ID and sum of fee fields. Workshop ID, sum of fee fields. Next, use a 3D pie chart. All right, next. Okay. The workshop ID field should be the field for the series. And the which will be renamed sum of workshop fee. And field should be the field for the data on the chart, and these fields should be assigned automatically. Sum of sum, workshop ID. Okay, and next, total fees by workshop. Yes, display a legend. If necessary, resize the chart to the same size. Okay, so we're going to click finish. We're going to resize. Whoops, that's not the resize handle. Get it? Not on that one. That one. Okay. That looks about right. They don't give you any approximations. It should be fine. And if not, they'll show you in your report where they want you to put it to exactly. Save and close. So save and close. 22. Open the attendee registration report in design view. Remove. Hold on, I think I did the wrong thing. This is a workshop and it's a query. Advertiser registration. This one in design view. There we go. Remove the page header and the footer from the report. You right click on page header and you just click on page header and footer and it removes both the page header and the footer. Save but don't close, so save. Step 23, with attendee registration report still open in design view, add a text box control to the attendee ID header. As described below, add the text box control to the attendee ID header in the approximate location shown in figure 10. Okay, so we'll go controls, text box. Do believe I made that wrong. All right. There we go. If you select the gray box, you can move them independently. Add the text box in the approximate location. The left edge of the control should align with the left edge. All right, so looks about right. Nope, a little bit off. Okay. B, enter the following expression into the text box control. So that's this one here. So we go. Okay. Reposition and resize the text box control so that the left edge is at the 1 inch mark and the right edge is at the 3 inch mark. So that would mean this side is at the 1 inch and this side is at the 3 inch. I don't have 3 inches, but I can try and guess. Around there. So make sure this is at 1 inch and this edge is at 3 inches on your horizontal ruler. D, set the border property style of the text box to transparent. Okay. So the border style to transparent. E, change the label associated with the text box using name. Okay, reposition and resize the label as necessary so that all text in the label is visible and the left edge is at the 1.1 inch mark. Nice if we use some alignment options, but oh. Looks about right. So make sure that this one lines up with a 0.1 inch mark on your ruler here. And it's resized to show everything, which you can see everything. If you want to make this a little bit wider, you can. Reposition, resize, save, and do not close. So save. Last step, 24, with the attendee registration report still open in design view, ensure that the use control wizards button is selected. Insert a subreport into the details section. So here it is selected. That's our subform, and we insert it down here. Follow our steps. Base it on the attendees and registration query. Attendee use existing, and then we go over here and get it. Okay. Attendees and registration query. Attendee and registration query. Include attendee ID, registration ID, registration fee, accept the default link, use the default name attendee registration subreport as the name, finish. In design view, delete the label associated. So here's your label here. Hit your delete key on your keyboard. Reposition. All right, so you guys are gonna have to use your inches ruler again. Resize the detail section. All right, so upper left corner, that's this one, is gonna be at the 0.5 inch mark on the horizontal ruler and 0.5 here on the vertical. The bottom right edge here is going to be at 1.5 on the vertical, so 1.5 here and 5.2 up here, okay? And if necessary, resize. So I'm going to resize just because I can do that. There we go. I don't see a page header, so I'm going to bring it up. Whoa, too much. Okay, that looks about right. All right, so you're done. So you're going to save and close everything down. So save, close, and it says close any open objects in your database, compact and repair your database, close it, then exit access. So your database tools, compact and repair, then make sure this is _2 to submit to Sam for grading.